Hi, everybody. My name is Abby. My wife and I were just not bickering. We were, be sure to tell them that I'm your spouse, your partner in crime, not just this random person talking in the corner. So no, I will get through my spiel. I have a written spiel now. And you can't really see it, but I have 2 pages of written spiel that Melissa is also on. So I'll remember all the things I tell myself I'm going to say and almost always forget. But yeah, so to start this whole bit off, I want to make sure that everybody can hear me. I see we're starting to get some people coming in, starting to see a little comments on the ticker. So I look forward to getting the confirmation from someone that, yes, you can hear me. You can hear this voice into the ethos. Y'all can hear me out. That'll be great. So if you could let me know that sound is coming in just fine. It looks like it's okay on my end. I just want to make sure it is on yours. So I see, Miss Laura and Angela, and I'm glad you already got your question in. Catrice, hi. So I hope you can hear me. Please let me know if you can hear me, because then I'll go into my spiel and make sure it's on point for you all. Good, Miss Cortez. I am glad to hear it. All right, you guys. So let me get out these comments real quick before I start getting all distracted. I hope everybody had a great holiday season, because it is almost over. We got one more massive holiday, and then it's close to business as usual. And then there's Valentine's Day, and then there's other things, and then there's other holidays, and then there's birthdays, and the stuff. It's an expensive first quarter over in this side of the family. But anyway, as I said, my name is Abby. I'm reading off my spiel. I'm from AV. Tarot reading is how I'm presenting myself. I think of myself as a solution-focused, tough love style of reader. I try to operate from a place of self-focused, self-empowered reading. So I try to help you help yourself instead of putting blame on other people's, because that's not productive or useful or also anything I want to subscribe to. So I'm passing it on. I'm passing that love on. So the person that I'm going to be talking to all the time over on this side of the planet is my wife. So that's Melissa. She's a little bit hoarse right now, you guys. So she may not be hopping over to say hello. She's like, no, she's not going to be hopping over to visit with us today. But if you hear someone dying in this corner, it is her. And she, oh no, kind of dying, not actually died. But anyways, you guys, today is December 26th. I know sometimes these lives get seen days, sometimes weeks later, and I'm still getting questions. And it's like, I'm not answering those questions 2 weeks later. So today is December 26th. I'm answering questions for today only. I am doing 6 card sample readings. So basically what we're going to be doing is, you guys asked me a question. I'm going to pull 6 cards on it. I will probably start talking about the cards that show up right away, just so that I can kind of keep the momentum going and kind of get you the message that whoever wants you to hear. And the way that I do that is I pull the card. So I mix the card meaning along with my intuition and a little bit of life experience to deliver a pleasantly packaged situation for you. So we are going to keep our questions to 1 question per comment, but just dump your questions into the comments and I will get to them as we are able. Miss Melissa, sorry, my bad. She's My Melissa, how about that? My Melissa is going to be choosing questions as she feels drawn. So she's not going to specifically single you out to be ignored, but she's going to pick as she feels fit, as she is drawn to. So the lineup for tonight is kind of the same as usual. We're going to read live questions for the next about 30 minutes. Then we'll do a little bit of housekeeping because I have some news and I have some things I want to share because that's what I like to do. And then we're going to take some more questions, so another 15, and then end up on those flash readings so we can get a bunch of questions done very quickly, really fast, rapid style version. But yeah, you guys, so to start everybody off, I want to know what your 2020 New Year's commitments are this year. So not your resolution, you know, that thing that you set and that you fail week 2 of the new year. Like, what is a commitment that you're making for 2020? Do you have one yet?
Just to grow our business.
It's just pure growth, business growth mode. Yes, that's what we're doing. I'm aiming for brand cohesion. So with the practice, with the tarot market, I'm baking a tarot market. Did you know that? It does work. I'm baking a tarot market. I love it. With that market, I'm building that. I am developing, just starting a local practice as well. So total brand cohesion and growth. So those are my New Year's commitments. What are New Year commitments that you're doing for yourself?
Says focus on self.
Focus on self, Miss Catrice. That is always a win. Always a win. Do we have any others that have spotted?
Elise says,
Okay.
committing to a better me, mother, daughter, sister, friend. So
Aww, all the loves.
Kay said that.
Oh, Miss K. I'm actually gonna hop over to. There she is. Okay. Committing to a better me, mother. Yes, spend money wisely. Yes. Business growth. I love that. And I hear you're back, honey. So I'm glad that you're here the first time. You've returned. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. What gush? Wow. Goodness is what I meant to say. Oh, Victoria. Hi, Xavier. I love that you're here and you got some questions in there. Sharia, I like that you're here too. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is so fun. I'm glad I got a full house already. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Okay, you guys. So I'm shuffling cards. I'm going to let Miss... She's going to beat me up for that one. No, she's not. She actually wouldn't. But she's going to be like taking my feathers on my fluffy hair. Anyway, this one's pulling a question. This one is going to be reading them here in just a moment. As all these things are coming in. So yes, I want to keep hearing those commitments, those New Year 2020 commitments as I get bashed with my feathers over here. All right. So will your best friend stay married? Laura. All right, Laura, let's take a look in some cards and see what you got. I think we've asked that question a couple of times. So I'm glad to actually get a chance to read for you this time because I always make a point of going back and watching these videos just so I kind of stay up on what the questions are, what are people interested in knowing and hearing about, what's the topic, what's the pulse. So Laura, you want to know if your best friend will stay married. So let's see what we can see. Will your best friend stay married? So what I'm doing is I'm shuffling the question into my cards and trying to get myself kind of into that mindset or that head space of whatever, being open for whatever needs to be said, whatever needs to be heard. Anything that I say to Miss Laura or to anybody else, it's never meant with in meanness or any sort of unkindness. And I always try to package as directly, but also as delicately as necessary to get the end result that we're looking for. So last shuffle, will your best friend stay married? Will your best friend stay married? 2, 3. So the first thing that I'm pulling up for you, my dear, and these are my Golden Thread Tarot, so I will walk you through these cards as we get them. The 3 of Swords, almost for the first card coming out, is talking to me about your attachment to the best friend. So your attachment to the end result. Whatever the end result is, it's only going to end with your heart being hurt and heart being broken. So I would be mindful about how much emotion you're putting into this situation or putting into that marriage. I think I remember your situation, so I don't want to like give too much in the way of details, but to continue on with the cards, your 8 of Wands along with the 6 of Swords kind of leans me into thinking that there is some movement and I almost want to say the word transgression, but there's some movement, there's some action, there's some things that are happening with the situation that I don't know if you're necessarily a part of, but there's actions and movements that are happening within it. Let's see. So I also have the Star along with the King of Cups and the 6 of Pentacles. So will they stay married? Will my best friend stay married? I can't tell yet. And it feels like it's a little bit mobile. Like there's some movement happening within the marriage, within the situation or within the confines. The feeling that I'm feeling, I feel like you're invested in the marriage in a way that it's maybe not necessarily appropriate for you to be invested in. So it's like you're wanting, or it almost has this feeling like you're wanting to know if they're going to stay married because ultimately, like your higher self, you your forward facing self wants the best for your best friend, but the heart version of yourself, the core of yourself, wants something else. So you'll have to forgive me. I don't know what that something else is, but it's the Six of Pentacles is kind of like leaning me into your like wanting an exchange of something or wanting something emotional out of the situation. But if they're staying married or not, I don't know the answer to that because I don't know if they've decided that. So if they decide to continue on, then they will continue on. If they decide that they are reevaluating their life, if they're redefining who they are and which direction they're going to be going into, then that's between them. And then she will drag you in or bring you in as you guys see fit, being that you're the best friend. But it feels like sitting in a space of doing what is best for her would be a really nice place for you to be in, instead of that secondary, like you're wanting something out of the situation. Anyway, yes. So I can't quite tell if they're going to stay married because I don't think they've decided as of yet. Thank you, Miss Laura, for that question. I'm glad we finally got you some cards pulled on that. So Angela Stevens, you'd like to know if your boyfriend is in love with me or is he using me? Oy, that is quite a question. Let's see how can we put that? What are the boyfriend's motives in this relationship? I think that's about clear. That's about right. So what are the boyfriend's motives in that relationship? What is the boyfriend's motives? Boyfriend's motives. I feel like he's a youngin'. Or like he feels like he's a youngin'. So either like he is young or he's emotionally mature or something like that. But he feels like a youngin'. And youngin' being younger than me. I'm like 30 and some change. So it feels like he might be younger than me. Let's see. Checking in. So what is his motives? 2, 3. So the first part that I'm seeing for you, my dear, I have the Page of Swords. There you go. I can kind of see it a little bit without blowing out the screen, along with the 7 of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So it feels like a little bit of I don't know if I would necessarily say it's using, because it doesn't have that deliberate intent feel to it, but I feel like there's something that is benefited here. Like you're serving an emotional role, you're serving a purpose, but it feels like something that you've kind of also subscribed to. Like you agreed to this relationship, so you agreed to this relationship knowing what this relationship was. So it's kind of like you both signed up for this, is how I think of it. I don't think he's using you in the sense of like, is he using me for my money? Is he using me for the roof over their head? I feel like there are some emotions here because I have the Ace of Cups. So that to me is like new emotions, new beginnings, new emoting, new things to that nature. And then the Hangman kind of has that relaxed, it's like there's a sense of comfort to that. What is on my hand? I just realized I have something on my hands on my back. There is a relaxedness to this. There's a, I feel like almost feeling like at home with you, but I don't know if that is necessarily what is desired. Like you're not wanting you're not wanting another young man, little boy in the house. You're wanting a masculine driven, this big shouldered person instead of the little person that happens to just be using your sofa or using your house as the interim between places. So the 5 of Swords kind of leads me into like thinking about unfairly won battles is how like that card is normally described. So I feel like there's some emotion here. So I don't necessarily think he's using you or he's not outward with that intent, but I think there's something here that you both have kind of subscribed to. So if you're wanting to shift the meaning of this relationship, if you're wanting to add more or get clear or be decisive, then you may have to actually be the role model in this and step into your woman, step into your womanness and declare and control, like demand these things out of the relationship that you're aiming for. If that makes any sense, my dear. So thank you, Miss Angela. Let me know how that resonates for you. If it's on the spot, if it's left field, let me know how that goes. And I always read these things afterwards. So I will definitely follow up if need be. All right. Catrice! Well, your business, I thought you said husband for a second because my hair is in the way. Will your business be successful? I love it when we are able to quantify what successful means. So I will do like general success or general kind of outcome of your business. But when you've defined success as like profitability in third quarter, and it's like X amount of clients in the new year, like when you have like specific things that define what success is, you're so much more likely to reach those benchmarks and then exceed them and then make new ones. So as a little tidbit, life tidbit from one business to another business, define your goals and define what successful means for you. All right, so yeah. She's like, yeah, that's what we're doing. All right. So Catrice. Will your business be generally successful as you see fit? Generally successful as you see fit. Generally successful as you see fit. One more shuffle. Will your business be generally successful as you see fit? Okay, so first bit that I see for you, my dear, is the Knight of Pentacles, which I like, in addition to the Ten of Cups, which to me feels kind of epic. In addition, though, I have the 8, I believe that's an 8? Yeah, 8 of Cups. So I feel like your business is, yes, in the start of things. Like you have some stability, you're having some, it feels like stable is the word for it. You're having, instead of like the mass explosion of movement or mass utterances and chaoses, at least in this first part, and I'm going to pull another 3 here in just a sec. To me, it's talking about how the stability of your business is creating maybe not so much growth, but creating an emotional balance, like your emotional connection to the business is stable and it's satiated and you're satisfied. But it feels like that there's like, okay, so I'm wanting more out of this. I'm wanting to do a little more. So if this is in relation to your success, I feel like you're making that benchmark and then deciding, okay, now I need to do this, or now I need to do more, or bringing more into this. I do have more cups for you that I'm pulling out. So that's interesting to see in relation to your business. So the 4 of Cups is usually taking, missing the note on something. So it's like you have the awareness of the cups that are available to you here, but you're strangely focused on this aspect. So to me, that's like resources that may not be fully explored, opportunities that you may not be completely giving them their due weight. So it's like if you have an option or possibility over here, but you're too worried about being practical and you're kind of fearful or fretful, or this doesn't look as good as these do over here. So there's that kind of like, I can't even say, it's like there's a word for it. It's not taking it for granted. It's just like not paying attention to this thing over here. You do have the 8, I believe that's an 8 of Swords. How's my counting? 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 of Swords. So whatever is going on in this business, I feel like you've definitely kind of taken control of it. You are changing elements and aspects of it, even if it's kind of new. So it's like the Page of Swords. That to me is about like new thoughts, new decisions, new decisiveness, new, like almost like an apprenticeship and such. So it's like, will it be successful? I think at this point, you can't not be, because you're getting really clear and you're getting very decisive about how you're going to be evolving and moving the business forward. So this doesn't feel like a new business. It feels like a little bit like you've gotten a little bit of this idea baking in your head so that you're moving forward with it. So I think it can be, especially as you start to get very clear as to what success means for you and means for your business. So yeah, we'll just go with that. I think that's a good old yes for you, my dear. But yeah, you guys, you can totally like and follow me here on Facebook as well as on Instagram. I can be found in either location. And you can book private work with me directly at both sites. You can either message me or you can go directly through the Book Now button on Facebook. And you can also go to my website and schedule something with me there as well. So all of it is going to bring you to the website directly, one way or the other. So you'll run into it. You will definitely run into it. All right, you guys. So what do we have? Miss K, I want to know what direction I should go in for 2020.
Also, she said,
define your goals and what successful means to. Aww.
So
thank you for quoting me, Abby. Don't let my ego get up there. Don't do it. Back to your question, and thank you so much for that. But you want to know, what direction should you go for 2020? Okay. What path directions are so interesting, because I kind of have this theory and this thought that there's not so much a like a preordained path that we go on, but more of like a direction, a decision, and then we head in that general vicinity. And any way you go will get you there eventually, so long as you keep aiming in that direction. But yeah, that's just an Abby thought. That's just an Abby thought. Well, let's see. Let's give you something close to that. What does she? Ooh, what would be? We're gonna pull you 3. Well, 6. We're gonna pull your 6 cards. Your 6 cards. Where should? Oh, there we go. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. First thing I'm seeing, I have the 6 of Pentacles. So that to me talks about like exchanges or gives. I also have the 4 of Wands. So that's usually anything involving a party. And then 4 of Swords, which is a bit of rest and kind of mental relaxation and respite is what I would think of that one that one as. I also have the 2 of Wands. I'm going to get these words out, I promise. I got the 2 of Wands along with the Queen of Swords here as well for you. And this last beautiful card that I haven't seen yet. What is this? This is a Knight of Pentacles. So all of this together is talking to me a little bit about your life and your plan. It's okay, so I'm feeling 2 things about it. First of all, I would love for you to head into anything that makes you feel good, like feel upbeat, feel energetic, whatever you like doing, like things that you enjoy, like follow into that direction, give your brain the opportunity to rest. Like, yeah, you know, you've already had all the stress and the anxieties and the mess and the drama. Like, give your brain some time to relax. Like, it feels like the money is okay, or at least okay as of right now. So you've got the exchanges of goods and services. You got those. Uh-oh, I'm dropping things. You're good there. And then take this time to plan out what you're doing next. Plan out the next phase. Plan out the next grand direction, which grand version that you're going to be of yourself. And then get very clear, because the Queen of Swords is the queen of clearness. Like, sometimes she's clear to the point of kind of caustic is a way of putting it. She is not always perceived as like light and fuzzy, and it's just because she is direct and she is concise and she is sharp and she is determined. And sometimes they can be personified as people who, they often describe them as narcissists because they have been made to be focused on themselves. I'm not saying Kay is a narcissist. Don't get that twisted. What I'm saying is her decisiveness, her focus on herself is an aspect that could be very well harnessed in moving forward, either in like your business, in your relationships, in your partnerships, in school, whatever it happens to be for you. Getting very clear and bringing that focus, instead of being on everybody else and everything else, get it back onto yourself and use that as the energy moving forward into 2020. And yeah, plan and decide, darling. You got some 2 of Wands over here. I don't know how I became a New Yorker just then or from Boston, whichever happened to be. But yeah, use that 2 of Wands and plan things, and then lean into the direction of anything that makes your brain feel good, your upbeat, liveliness. Go to a party. But yeah, energetic, high energy, awesomeness, and plans, my dear. Miss K, thank you so much for that question. All right, Lori, do we see you moving soon?
She said her 2nd time here.
Your 2nd time? Oh, thank you for visiting with me again. That's always so fun to see people that come back. Because it's like, you're going to make my heart happy. And now I'm Southern. Who knew it? All right.
Said she's from Boston.
Oh, someone's from Boston. Kay is from Boston?
Kay, the one you were talking about.
So the one I pulled an accent on just a moment ago. I felt your accent, darling. I felt it. That's what it was. We'll just go with that for now. All right, Ms. Lori. Let's see. Will you be moving soon? Will you be moving soon? Let's aim that down to a year. Will you be moving within the year? Ooh. As I'm picking up my cards. Okay. Not Kay. Lori. There we go. I look up and then I see your name. Lori. Lori be moving in the next year. Let's see what's up for you, my dear. 1, 2, 3, So I don't see movement cards, but what I do see is growth cards. So maybe growth and then turns into moving. Let's rabbit hole this a little bit. So the first set of cards that I have for you is the Seven of Pentacles, also the Six of Cups, along with the Page of Cups. So, honey, if I knew you more directly and knew kind of like your backstory and what you're aiming for, to me, that's almost aiming in the lines of pregnancy, possibly, or expansion of the family, or adding into the family, like growth of the family, is something kind of that looks like, because the Pentacles is about work, efforts, and growth. So that looks like actual plants being grown. And then you have rabbits. And what do rabbits know how to do? But that's also genealogy and like life and with children and generations. That's what I'm looking for, generations. So there's something like that going on there. And the Page of Cups can be referred to as a daughter. Can also be anybody that has a kind of feminine energy to them, kind of a new emotional, like I would think of this person as like a 12-year-old kind of thing. So in addition, I have Two of Cups, so partnerships, relationships, good stuff. So usually when that shows up, that means partnerships are good, or, two things are coming together. So if you're moving soon and you're looking into like combining of families, that could be it. Let's see. You got the Six of Pentacles. So that's like contracts and agreements, exchanges of goods and services, along with the Four of Wands. So whatever it happens to be a great thing, but I'm not seeing moving per se, as I'm seeing growth and excitement about it. So I'll let you hold on to those things. So I know I dropped a few little like, I wonder if you're going to get knocked up. I know I threw that out there. So let's see. But as of right now, it looks more like growth is what I'm seeing for you, not so much moving.
Okay, here's her comment.
Oh, I got some comments
from her.
It's your second time, and so funny, girl. I live in the South right now. You had a Boston accent for Kane, then switched to Southern accent when you started reading for me. I'm pulling in your accents. Okay, I'm cool with that. Just take it on for a moment, and then we pass it on to the next one. All right, so Miss Ariana, I don't want to butcher your name, hon. I'm sorry. Arena. See, you're so good at this. I'm just going to have her sit here and say the names so I can get it. Is the man I'm currently seeing going to become a relationship? That's what I want to know. Okay. That's what I want to know. Well, you want to know it too, but that's what I want to know now. So the man you're currently seeing, are y'all going to make it official? Are y'all going to make it official? Having a relationship. Y'all gonna have a relationship. Let's see. Those two gonna have a relationship. I feel like he definitely likes you though. So that's good. Because I'm getting like warm fuzzies in the back, like this side of my head. And so it's like comfy and cozy. Hey, don't laugh at me. All right, so let's see what this is. Actually, it does feel more like, comfy evening, sitting on the sofa, watching a movie kind of thing. So let's see. So y'all gonna become a relationship. Okay, so I have a little bit of a mixed bag, so that's kind of fun and interesting for me. So let me explain. So I have the Four of Pentacles right here, which usually means a little bit in regards to like fear holding of things. So like I think of it as like a person who's kind of like holding on to their money over their dead life. They're holding on to their emotions or the things that they feel like are their resources. So that very well could be emotional resources or tangible asset resources. So either one of those. However, you also have a Two of Cups, which we just heard a moment ago is in relation to relationships and partnerships, emotions. And then we have the Emperor. So that I could totally see as being usually it's a male energy or a male figure that is in charge and kind of has a firm, steady, solid, I'm in charge. I have this. This is what it is. I'm the leader. They're usually managers. They're directors. They are decision makers. They're very in their head. So I wouldn't be surprised if that was a person, or maybe even it could even possibly be yourself, but I think that has the feeling of being your person. I do have also the Nine of Wands, which has the feel to it of this person who is kind of if you've been through other relationship drama, it's like now you're getting to a point where you're the wounded warrior. You've already been through battle, and now you're kind of tending to your wounds while standing guard. So it's like you're holding on to your staff, you're guarding the fence, you're there. And I'm wondering if this is like leaning into like a bit of like you'd like for this relationship to actually turn into a relationship, but you're one of you is still worried about it actually becoming one. So it's like, even though that may be something that you're wanting, it's like, okay, so if this turns into a relationship, then what? Are they going to leave? Are they going to cheat on me? Are they going to do this thing? Are they going to do that thing? Why? Because I have the entire life story of my dating existence as the template to show that sometimes relationships don't always go well. So, and then I have the Queen of Wands to kind of settle that up with, which is funny, not really funny, it's ironic to me, because you have all of this neurotic insecurity, and then you have stable, practical, loving, mature nature woman. So I see relationship happening in this, but I also see a lot of panic-stricken fear about it. So I think it very well could be a relationship, but there's got to be some coaxing and some kindness, some kind petting on the emotional front. Because if it's not you that's neurotic and scared and nervous about a new relationship, then it's probably him that's scared and nervous and neurotic about a new relationship. And so just be open to whatever happens. Be kind to whatever happens, as it's his ex cheated. Oh, poor guy. I'm so sorry that happened to him. It's no fun for anybody. But when you have those patterns, when you have that almost post-traumatic kind of like that happened, so it's going to happen again kind of thing, it takes a minute to kind of get out of that. So it's there's added work that gets to happen when you go through that kind of scenario, and then you start going into a new relationship. But I don't see it not happening. So it's like, so long as you stay sweet to each other, I don't see why it couldn't. So just be kind to them feelings, especially on his end, because they're probably going to be kind of closed off as he's kind of re-exploring those soft wounds on his heartstrings. So just be kind to him, but I don't see why it couldn't. I don't see why it couldn't. Thank you. Housekeeping. It's time for housekeeping. Oh, yes. If you want to book a private reading with me, you guys, you can totally schedule it directly, either by sending me a message. I can set it up with you that way, or you can book and pay privately via the Book Now Book Now button. It's a whole button. You select the button and you pick out what kind of reading you'd like. You can do chat. You can do face-to-face this way. I am now accepting face-to-face appointments. If you live in the Seattle area, I am now going to be doing readings Tuesdays from 12:30 to 7 at Rabbit Pantry in Everett. So if you happen to be local to the Seattle area, I can totally start accepting appointments to see you directly. So that's going to be fun for me and for you. I'm super excited about it. Oh my gosh. Oh, Etsy. Yes. So as some of you have followed and probably have heard me talk about how I am turning my Etsy page from a service-based platform to a shop, to a product-based platform. So I am selling new and pre-loved tarot cards on Etsy, and I'm developing a mass collection of these amazing sets of cards. Some of them are mass market, so you'll have seen them before, a couple hundred times. We've all kind of seen like what those cards look like. Like we all know, oops, this hand, there you go. We all know what that these cards look like. I have some of the regular ones. I also have a lot of unique ones, and some vintage and some antique, and I have some historical based cards, like the Visconti style of cards that are based on a set of 15th century artwork from a particular family, which I will not spend the rest of this time talking about, because that is so much information. But yeah, I have cards which make excellent gifts for other people, for yourself, if you want to learn. Yeah, there's so much there. Anyway, take a peek. It's AV Tarot Market. It's super easy to find. I'm the only one, and it'll be easy to get to through the links in this page as well. You guys, so next live is going to be on Thursday again, because of all these holidays that we keep having on Wednesdays. So next one is also on Thursday. It's going to be same time at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard. And then we'll be going back to Wednesday, so long as all the holidays allow. So if the holidays kick back in all weird and wonky like, then we'll move it again. But for now, it's going to be, well, next week it's Thursday. Then thereafter, we'll be back to Wednesday. But of course, I'll let y'all know as we go. So no worries, you guys. Aw, there you are. Congrats on having a physical place to read. Aw, thank you, Miss Kalani. I highly recommend having a reading with you. You're great in person. She's going to have to come visit me too. You have to come visit the space, Miss Kalani. Thank you so much for that compliment. All right, Michelle. I'm at an impasse at work and debating if you should stay or leave. Okay. Let's see what's up. Should you stay or should you go? So what I'm going to do is actually break this 6-card reading into 2 sets of 3 so that we can see what happens if you stay, what happens if you go. And then maybe we can jointly decide or suggest. How about we gently suggest if you should stay or if you should go? So I'm writing a note to myself, like my little fountain pen. Oh my gosh, I have to show you my Christmas gift. So my wife is amazing and got me this fantabulous little fountain dip pen. Well, it's a dip pen, but look at that feather plume. I've been scaring the hummingbirds all day. We have a little hummingbird feeder right here on my window, and every time a hummingbird comes up to it and they're doing their little bee thing, I lift my up and they just fly off. So I'm scaring hummingbirds left and right with the peacock feather. Oh, it's been making my day. But I'm trying not to do it too much because I actually want them to come back. It's just fun for me. Okay, so one side.
She said the volume just went down.
Oh, the volume just went down. Hold on. I don't know. Maybe I just got too loud.
Yeah.
There we are. Okay, so I moved my computer a little bit away from this lip, which sometimes muffles the volume. So hopefully now that I've brought my volume down, the mic sound can kick back in. So we got stay on one side, we got leave on the other. I have my notes. There we go. All right, so let's shuffle these cards. Shuffle these cards. Should you stay? Michelle, should you stay? What happens if you stay in this job? What happens if you stay at this job? Let's pull your first 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see what happens if you leave. Oops. What happens if you leave? What happens if you leave? I have this feeling like you're reconsidering careers or the type of business that you'd be getting into, or maybe even possibly like working for yourself finally kind of thing. So that was just a little tidbit that's arrived in my brain for you. What happens if you leave? There we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first bit that I have, if you stay, I have the Knight of Wands, along with the 2 of Swords and the Page of Pentacles. So whatever it is that's causing you to be in this impasse, I feel like whatever that is, because that has a feeling to it, to me, if you stay there, I feel like you'd have to get either very, very clear and very decisive in how you're participating in this situation from moving here forward to make it useful to you, to make it productive for you in some way. I'm feeling that you're very like you're at your last wits. Like all you need is somebody calling you out your name just one more time. Like you've hit your last straws. Like you're very like it doesn't take much to get you to walk out the door. So it almost feels like it has that, like you're already like 1 foot out. You might as well just go ahead and continue on because you're only half pregnant here to begin with. You're not really interested or focused on what is happening in this situation right now. So if you leave though, the cards that showed up for you there, I find are awesome because I have the Queen of Pentacles. So that to me is like you coming back into your sense of stableness and sense of sanity and your sense of practical. I would think of it as like all the chickens in your nest, like are all accounted for, is kind of how that feels to me. And then the 10 of Pentacles is such a nice card to have because it's about like exuberance and family and stability and like a happy home is kind of what that feels like to me. And then in addition, the 3 of Cups, which is they're all naked for 1, and then 2, they're all having a grand old time. So any 3 of Cups cards is usually about celebration and about community and friends and everybody together and jovial and excited. And so if you leave, I think you're actually like a lot of the mental weight from having the mess on this side, whatever the mess is all over if you stay, is going to leave, and you're actually going to start to enjoy things and enjoy your life and enjoy whatever it is that you'd be going into. So Abby thinks from what I'm seeing here that it may not be a bad thing to consider if this job aligns with what you want out of your life now. And it's okay to make a shift, make a change in your direction and change in your decision. But yeah, so Miss Michelle, I think you should scooch. All right, Ivana. I'm digging this card deck. I know. It is. Oh, I have to show you something. Okay. So this is the Golden Thread Tarot, and I love this this set because one, it's super shiny, and I tend to like things that glitter. I'm that cliche, but also I love the uniform line weight, and because it doesn't have a whole ton of detail, I stay focused on just like the card and then the intuitive hits or the whatever it is I'm hearing, feeling, or that I'm getting focused on that instead of getting lost in the details or in the story of the card or in the element of the card. And then my wife did something awesome and got me a new set that are also black and gold. Can you see a pattern here? So this is another set of cards. This is the Marigold Tarot, and this one is a little bit is different, and I'm so intrigued by it right now. So it's all skeletal based, and then there's some flesh based imagery in it as well. But I'm still intrigued by it completely and learning about it. And it kind of has this linen finish and this gold gilding on the edges that is just, you can't even see it. There you go. That is just to die for. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
She didn't hear me. Thank you. All right. Would you like to give me a reading about my upcoming snowboarding adventure? Can you imagine? No, I cannot imagine you on a snowboard, but you're going next Wednesday. That is freaking amazing. So yeah, I'll totally pull some cards for you, my dear, about your snowboard adventure.
And then we'll do flash reading.
And then we'll go flash? Gotcha. Okay. We'll go flash. Don't tell nobody. Oh my gosh, no. My wife will be like, stop it. Probably cover me up with anything she can find. Save me from myself. Okay, let's see. So Miss Kehlani. I know. Miss Kehlani, let's see what's going on with your snowboard adventure. Tell me about the snowboard adventure. Tell me about your snowboard. I feel like it's gonna scare you shitless. Like you're gonna have those moments where like, ah! Like you get all scared. And sorry, everyone's mic and ears that just exploded. So my apologies for that. But I feel like you're gonna have those oh shit moments when you're kind of heading down and you're like, I very well could die right now, but I'm doing this. Like it has that like this is gonna make your heart stop and then race really fast. So your adrenaline is gonna kick in, which is gonna be awesome. So, snowboarding. Because I don't feel like you're going to do the bunny trail kind of thing. Like, you're not, it's like, once you get the swing of it, you're going to be like trying to jump a little bit, like ahead. So, anyway, I respect the bravery that's coming in, my dear. So, the first bit that I see for you is 5, 6, 7. 7 of Wands is your first part, along with the 6 of Wands, and then the Ace of Swords. So, snowboarding adventure. I think you're going to have a blast for one. And it is going to, I think you're going to get sore. All this energy, all this movement, all this fun stuff that's going to happen. You're going to end up wicked amounts of sore. You're going to end up on an what do you call it? Pentacles. There we go, my dear. So that's kind of fun. To me, there's just like, I mean, be mindful of your joints, be mindful of your sore bits. So if you have a weak ankle, wear a brace. If your kneecaps are tender, just tend to yourself. You also have the 7. There you go. 7 of Pentacles. So I think you're going to end up sore, but I think you're going to have a grand old time. Last card that showed up for you was the 4 of Cups. So I would be conscious or cognizant of some emotions or some feelings that are going to be is it a group? Feels like a group of people that you're going to be with. It feels like there's going to be someone that's going to feel a little bit left out. So just be cognizant of that. You're not responsible for their emotions. So don't do that number, but just be like, oh, be aware, be tender, but don't like take on the responsibility of trying to make them feel better, because some people are just grumpy pants because they can be. But outside of that, I think you're gonna have a freaking blast. And tell me all about it, my dear. All right, so we are going to bust into one card flash reading. So what you do with this is you ask your question, Melissa pulls it, I pull one card. I shuffle kind of, and I pull one card. It's the first thing that comes to mind is what I say. Sometimes it's interesting. Things that come out of my mouth and the gray that you see in my hair. So this is my favorite part because the momentum gets up. I get excited. And usually it's spot on. So I look forward to doing this for you guys. So we're keeping the questions short. We're getting super fast readings, and then we're moving on to the next question. So I'm shuffling, but you can pull whichever one you so choose. She's getting loaded, yo. Do you see anything for me? That's pretty big, my dear. Let's pull one card and see what it pulls up for you. So I'm going to pull it right there. All right. So what is this card? Off the top, what is this? Page of Swords. So what I see, new thoughts, new directions in like mind process and mind clarity is where that is. So I feel like you're getting just to the point where you're starting to understand that you can cut away things that don't serve you and that you don't really want to tend to anymore. So you're starting to filter out the bullshit is the thing that comes to mind. So the Page of Swords right there to me is just, you're just starting to get really, really good at that, or just starting to like realize that is something that you need to do. So it's coming up for you. But as for something for you, or seeing something for you, that is what I see for you, my dear. Ebony, what is your 2020 business like? All right, let's see what I can pull up in one card for you on that, dear. What's your 2020 business like? 2020 business. 2020 business. Okay, last shuffle. I'm going to pull right there. What does your 2020 business look like? What is this guy? Ooh, 2020 business looks like a partnership or partnership. So it feels like there's new either energy or new resources, new something coming into it that's going to allow the business to shift more, grow a little bit. So if that's an actual business partner or somebody that's working with you, that kind of adds to the output of the business, but it feels like there's an influx and then there's growth and more of it. So that's what I would say for your business is something happening on the fun stuff. What's in store, Mr. Xavier, for 2020? Let's see. Mr. Xavier, you are moving to Atlanta. We are going to see him on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, because I know it's going to happen. And a few other things. So he's got modeling on his plate. I just slobbed on myself. We've got all sorts of other things that he is doing. So what do we see for 2020? Xavier. All right, what is this one? This is the Emperor. So Xavier, I see for you in 2020 getting, you're shifting from what you used to accept, what you used to do, and moving into don't mess with me kind of, thing. Like you're shifting from being super open and super like available to stuff that was happening around you, getting yourself probably into a little bit of trouble. Like you're getting out of that and moving more into your, like, I know who I am. I know what I want. I know what I'm doing, and I'll be damned if you stop me from doing it. Long and short. So I think 2020, you're getting Mr. Decisive, and I like it. So there you go, Mr. Xavier. Keep it going. Perfect. Ooh, Melissa's searching. All right, Victoria. What should I look forward to in the new year?
Welcome back.
And welcome back, darling. Thank you. I love it when people come back. Kind of just like, yay, y'all don't mind hanging out with me. That's fun. All right, Victoria, what should you look forward to in the new year? Forward to. What are you gonna look forward to? I'm gonna say like something upbeat, because we need upbeats, right? We need good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Oh, okay. Well, these cards just flipped up on top of the deck that I have. There we go. So first card that showed up for you was this young lady right here. So Temperance. So I feel like you're going to be finding the right ingredients this year. You're going to be finding the right steps and processes in place, and like you're finding the right things to mix together to create the thing that you've been wanting or lusting after. You're figuring out the right ingredients to make it happen. So what that may be, I'm not so sure. Actually, probably would be in the other cards that showed up. Time by yourself. You're planning out things in momentum. Got the Chariot. The Ace of Wands is new energy. And the Queen of Swords, you are getting decisive. So that was extra. That was more than a flash reading, my dear. But yeah, so keep it under one card, I promise. Okay, so let's keep shuffling. Erica. Hi, Erica. It's nice to see you again. I would say your name the whole like weird way that I always do, but that's not. Erica, is the person I'm dealing with feelings real? Are their feelings real for you? Are their feelings real? My first thought was, of course they are, but it was kind of that whole like, of course they are. Like, so I wouldn't be surprised if you ask this question a lot, and you like have this habit of perpetually like doubting if this is the case for you. So it's like, I wonder what's going on there, darling. But let's pull that card, see what's up. Are their feelings real? What is this? So, okay, that is a bit extreme. I didn't mean to pull into such a extreme card, but I would still agree that with what I just mentioned, because I feel like this situation is going to force you to shift and change in a way that you may not necessarily be prepared for. So, like, lean into it, honey. Like, this is going to change you. And only great things happen from change. If you don't change, if you don't grow, you die. So it's like, go and you die. But go ahead and like lean into that and feel it out, hun. Feel it out. So true. Like, feel it out. Go in. All right, let's keep moving, you guys. We got 10 minutes. So if you want, throw more questions into the comment section. I can continue to read for whoever is open and willing. Raquel, your nails sort of match your cards. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh, they do?
Yeah.
Ooh. I like that. Thank you. Nails are kind of my thing. Like, you know, everybody has that thing that they do. It's like cards and nails. It's kind of, luckily they go together very well. But I used to be a nail tech in one of my back in the days. All right. Does my love interest have mutual feelings? Okay, let's see what's up. We're pulling one card. Does this person have mutual feelings for you? Let's see. I'm going to pull right off the top. Does this person have mutual feel? So this card showed up again for us. I'm half tempted to throw it back, but I try to trust this because it happens exactly the way it's supposed to. Does this person have feelings for you? You know, in this instance, it feels like it's a little early. And I don't know why it feels different than the previous one, but this feels different this time. And it feels like it's a little bit early to tell. A little bit. Why is it too early? See, now I want to pull more cards for you, and I don't want to do that. So are the feelings mutual? I think it's still early. I'm going to figure that out, but I think it's a little bit early. Okay, love life in 2020. Let's pull one card on your love life in 2020. That's kind of it feels like what do you call it? Like a mosquito getting tackled by like the question of a cannonball. Mosquito of a card, question of a cannonball. But we're going to do it anyway. Love life 2020. One card. Oh my goodness. It feels totally inadequate. All right. One card. The Queen of Cups. Your love life in 2020. Queen of Cups. I feel like there's emotions coming to the surface, bubbling up that you may not necessarily have dealt with privately. I don't think privately is the right word for it, but that's the word that came to mind. Love life in 2020. You got emotions going on there, honey. So I wonder what's going on there. So, but it doesn't feel like new emotions, like new swooping in and sweeping you off your feet kind of thing. It feels like I'm going back, doing a little bit of deep work, of doing that old shadow work that I've been needing to do. And in that work, you have these emotions that are bubbling to the surface that you can then deal with and clear away to open the path and open the way to new love, new attractions, new things, new all this stuff. So I think that's what's going on for you for 2020. This is going to be awesome. Another Erica. That's your second time watching. What's to come for me in 2020? And one, thank you for coming back. I appreciate that, my dear. What is to come for you in 2020? Another big old cannonball of a question with one little card for mosquito. One little card. What's coming up for you in 2020? General broad scope. 2020. Okay. Let's pull. There we are. Pull this one. Ooh, Emperor. So if you are I feel like if you're manhunting or not manhunting, Jesus, that was rude. My bad, sweetie. Right, person. Because okay, so I also feel like my wife is very much this person too. So it doesn't necessarily have to be male, but it's more of like if you're looking for if you're that person, that's what I'm aiming for. If there's that desire to find that person that adds anchor, adds stability to the environment. If you are trying to become that anchor that adds stability to the environment, I feel like that is what is showing up for you this year and 2020. So whatever that means in relation to you shifting or shifting growth and strength showing up in your environment, those are all good things. So I appreciate that. And every time this card shows up, I think about you. Oh. Thank you. All right, let's see. Going into your third year, owning your business, it's been tough. Will I finally be able to reap the rewards financially in 2020? All right, that's another big question for you, darling. Let's see if we can pull out of one card. Will you be able to reap the rewards that you've been looking for in 2020? Reap the rewards for you in 2020. Reap the rewards. Oh. What is this card? Let's see. 5, 6, 7. So this is 7 of Cups. I feel like this card is about like daydreams and manifesting your daydreams. So I would actually tell you to like work on that whole like what do you call it, the law of attraction, like your head space around the things that you're trying to do, your game plan, your massive actions plans, like those like big dreams, like the dreams that you have, that you've set up, the business that you've set up. Is there a way that you can go bigger? And I feel like if you go a bit bigger in your scope or your service or like whatever it happens to be for you, if you can figure out a way to go bigger, that will probably lead you down that you'll be following the breadcrumbs that will actually get you to the rewards that you've been aiming for. And again, like I had said in the beginning part of this whole shindig, that when you clearly define what success means for your business, what you're looking for and what those legit little things are that mean success to you, then you're more inclined to actually be able to hit that mark. So I think you'll get there. Dream a little bit bigger. Dream a little bit bigger. So I got 3 more minutes. Should you get married? Nicole Brown. Should you get married? Let's pull one. Are you gonna? Okay, so I will pull a card for if you should get married. Now, I hope that you don't rest your whole getting married thing on one card. Please don't do that. Yes, like Melissa said, you can totally come talk to me if there is something on the other side of that you want a little bit more dig into, if there's some other information that you need to get clarified, because that's a lot. That's a big thing to kind of see about with just one card. So you can always talk to me later, dear. All right, so should you get married? Should you get married? Should she get married, Miss Nicole? All right, I got your card. What is this? So that's a very high yes. Yes, you should be getting married. So the Sun card is one of the higher. It's like there's about 3 or 4 like super high, very upbeat, yes kind of cards. The Sun is one of them. So should you get married? Whatever fears you're having that's making you question if you even should, don't even worry about it, honey. Should you get married? Yes, the universe said so. So I want to hear wedding bells. You better send me pictures. That's what I'm aiming for. Thank you, Ms. Nicole. All right. Will you, Leisha? I love that name though. It's spelled so prettily. Will you get married in 2020? Will you get married in 2020? Will you get married in 2020? All right, let's pull that card. There you are. Will you get married in 2020? What is this? Oh, the Tower. Okay, so usually when the Tower shows up, it's about like upheaval and life-altering events, life-shifting events. So this doesn't always mean bad life-shifting events. So my first inclination is not in 2020. I don't know where this is. That's the funny thing. Usually when the Tower shows up, it's usually like aiming towards like separations or breakups or upheavals or like big moves, divorces, job losses, things like that, like those big kind of chaotic events that aren't so well received. So I hope that that is more of just like not in 2020, and you guys maybe still have some work that you need to do, or maybe something shows up and you guys got to work through that before you can actually get married. So there's some getting stuff out from under a rug that needs to occur before actual a marriage would be advisable or sustainable at that point, my dear. Last one. Andy, I want. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to figure this out. What happened with the person I like? His behavior is kind of weird. I worry. His name is Enrique. He's born such and such. You're such and such. I'm single. Single good tonight. Single good night. Oh, I'll figure it out. We'll get it out. Okay, so you want to know what happened with the person that you like. What happened? Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you a big answer out of one card, but let's just see if we can pull like maybe a what happens one card kind of feeling. So this is super general, probably even vague. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. You like the cards. Different, modern, minimalist. Yes, I would agree. That's why I love them, because it kicks me back into my head instead of on the details and the fuzzies of the like, oh, I love that sword. All right. What happened to that person? 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 What happened? The star. That star. I feel like the up and vanished kind of thing. And I wonder if it was literally like the whole ghosting kind of mentality, because this has a void feel to it. Like they've kind of like just went somewhere. So I don't know a whole lot out of just one card. What happens? To me, it still has this feeling of like new information, new realizations, kind of like that panic-stricken realizations, like, oh, this got real, and so there's a bit of panic, and now we're getting squirrely, we're getting weird. The star. Usually, like the star for me is kind of center of a spin cycle kind of thing. So I don't know, hun. I don't know what's going on with them. One card is just not giving me like a very clear, defined answer for what's going on with your person, Enrique. But if you do want to dig into that further, that is definitely something I can help you out with. If you book with me directly. But yeah, my dear Miss Andy, thank you so much for your time and your question. I appreciate you guys. It's 9:02. I'm over my time. Yes. You know what, you guys, you could totally share this video, share this live feed, share it with your friends or anybody that you think would get a kick out of having their cards read, or could actually get something out of some of the little words, the little tidbits that were dropped here. So would you share this? Will you share it with your friends and your family or your people or whoever else that you feel like could benefit from it, or even to a group that you think would like it? Sharing helps my reach. It helps me see other people. It helps expose tarot to other people and not seem like such a squirrely, weird thing that happens into the cloak of darkness, you know? So like, spread the love, spread the tarot love, man. Like, have some share the fun, share the love, share the fun. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Remember, I am seeing y'all next week on Thursday, and then we'll hit back up on Wednesdays. If you'd like to set up something privately with me, feel free to hit the book now button or visit my website directly. The links to all of that are in this post, so you will find it. I promise. I'm like 92% sure that I got it all in there. All right, you guys, I will see you on January 2nd. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Have a blast. Don't drink too much, and no like firing firearms in the air. Somebody always gets hit with those things. All right, you guys, take care. Bye.